I'm a very courteous person. My time is very valuable.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Nzinga Amon. I'm the co-host of the Frank Conaway show that airs on Fridays on WLB radio. Having, my time is just as important as anybody else's. Let me say that first. Second of all, let me say that as a radio station that goes wide throughout the state and to some other states, we had the opportunity to have Mr. Boast on with his program. We also had a conversation with Councilwoman Clark concerning this issue. And the phone lines were lit up. We left the studio with people still hanging on the phones because this issue is really serious to us. I don't care about anybody else right now. I'm talking about us. I'm a lifelong resident of Baltimore City, and there was a time when I was very proud of that because our parents taught us to aspire to be greater than they were. It was imperative that I finished high school. It was imperative that I went to college. It was imperative that I became a woman, a community activist for over 20 years. I put my life on hold because my community was greater than me. And I remember a time when I was raised on Wolf Street, down the street from Johns Hopkins Hospital. We had the best block in anywhere that I could think of. Marble steps that they scrubbed every Saturday. That's right. White sheets hanging on the line every Saturday. You didn't see me rumpled. I had play clothes, I had school clothes, and I had dress clothes. I was raised right. I tried to raise my family right, to respect myself first and respect others. Now, lately I don't feel so proud of Baltimore. I could care less about the bureaucracy, because y'all gonna work that out, because you're gonna have to get voted on again. It's sooner than you think. And I remember things. And if anybody knows me, they know that I campaign for the one I think is best. I could care less how much money you make or where you come from. If you're not doing right by my people, you need to be up out of here. Simple. But lately, I have not been so proud of Baltimore City. We have terrible schools, and I volunteer teaching children to read 3 days a week, every week. I don't have to do it. I'm a retired Social Security worker, but I want the generation that follows me to know how to at least read. You want to know how much money I make? $100 a month, car fare. But it's not about me. It's about the people I love. The people I love live in Baltimore. I live in Southwest Baltimore. You're talking about blight. Blight leads to crime. Blight leads to people just not caring anymore because they've given up hope. You haven't seen a child bust to school because they don't have a place to live in. They don't know where they're going to get their meal unless they get it in school. I'm talking facts from the street. I'm talking facts from the hood. And these are black, white, Hispanic, Ethiopian, all colors. But to me, they're human. I have seen, and I believe, I've seen people walking around the streets scared to death. But you know what? If they lived in a decent house that they will eventually have a deed to, they straighten up their backs. They have a little bit of pride. If you see those brothers slinging on the corner, if they had a trade, They could know how to go and make a decent living and not have to run from the police. We have a murder rate of almost 300 young people in this city. Suppose somebody gave a tenth of them a job where they could take a paycheck to the bank and cash it for real dollars. And suppose me, a 68-year lady, doesn't have to worry, like, I got to get out of here before it gets too dark. Do you hear me? Yes, ma'am. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is real simple. Help the brother that's trying to help the rest of us. We got his back. And if you play your cards right, we'll have your back. But if you don't play them right, clean out your desk in the morning because your services are no longer needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for your testimony.
Good evening, Councilman Bullock.
Good evening.
Chairperson and members of the Housing Committee. One thing that is readily apparent, and I'm here representing the Roots of Scouting organization, Roots of Scouting Incorporated. We're a community organization that focuses on meeting the needs of African Americans, particularly. We're a Pan-African group that prioritizes education, fair play, and justice. And I'm just so delighted that Tyrone boasts and H.O.M.E.S, home ownership, opportunity, mentorship for economic success exists, and that they're putting forth this challenge for the 21st century Dollar House program. I'm reminded, I wonder if you have the political will to do the right thing, because you've inherited a legacy. You know, you've inherited 50 years, 60 years of doing nothing in regard to housing in this city, fundamentally. This gentrification and tax incremental financing for very rich, racist white folk has been going on a long, long time. And it's amazing that we haven't been organized well enough to put you out of office when you don't go along with what the community would have you do. And if we don't hold you accountable, today is the 25th of what month? October. By the 25th of October of 2018, Tyrone, that's a year from now. Amen. This program should be well underway with the support of the mayor, Catherine Pugh. The mayor's got all the horses in this city, doesn't she? She's got a whole lot of power. Well, she better come through, because she lied when they talk about the $15 hour wage increase. She started off lying, so we want her to get with the program. Now, we're talking about an alternative to this program. Even if you don't agree with all of what has been put forth, what alternative do you offer the public? The people are here. And if we don't do something in a short period of time, we will be gentrified out of the city, so we won't be able to vote. We won't be here because our council, and this is not personal with me, whether I like you individually or not, because some of I like individually, but collectively as a council, collectively I'm a registered Democrat, Brother Bullock. Doesn't mean a damn thing. Being a registered Democrat and having the Democratic political machine not meet the needs of the people is an outrage. Needless to say that the Republicans are worth 5 cents. We understand that. So you've got to get on board. In closing, apprenticeship, job training, and placement programs. It's being emphasized over and over again. What's the mayor's office doing with regard to prioritizing that? You've got to, once you train people who have enough smarts, can read well enough to be trained for skilled trades, then you have to place them in jobs. This is an ideal program to facilitate making that happen. You got to place them. And everybody standing on the corner is not dealing drugs. We have a disastrous circumstance, and I heard the representative, and I'll close, the representative from the city talk about the generosity of developers. What the hell does that mean? I heard one of the representatives get up here, and she's talking about how generous the developers are. They're raking off, ripping off, Port Covington notwithstanding, taking all the fruits, taking the money home, and you're talking about how nice the developers are. Access to capital is a question, and guess what? Redlining is still alive and well. I ask you, I plead with you, I beg of you, get on board, work out the divisions, whatever you need. I'm going to support you. I'll work with this group and any group, but we've got to be the lightning rod in this nation, because every urban city in this country, through conspiracies, find themselves with thousands of abandoned houses. Don't tell me that's not by design. We've got to break out of that genocidal approach to people who want to live and have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let there be no doubt. Justice delayed is justice denied. And now is the time, and we damn well better make it work now or get these people out of office now. Governor, mayor, anybody who can't do it now, get rid of their behinds.